Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. We are from Group 1. Today we are going to present our assignment 2, which is Fundamental of Management. So this is our team. We have Nur Atira binti Muhammad Johar. Her matric number is A20A1690. My name is Nur Fatia binti Muhammad Sofi. My matric number is A20A1817. So this is our table of contents. So we are going to our introduction. The management could be an important facet of the economic lifetime of man that is an organized cluster activity. Is thought about as the indispensable establishment in the modern social organization marked by a scientific thought and technological innovations. Have a few numbers of people have the ability to create way and principle about the management with their own approach and the concept to achieve something. So next is Frederick Winslow. His full name is Frederick Winslow Taylor. He was born at 20 March 1856 and died at 21 March 1915. His wife's name is Louis M. Spooner. He knows for his technique to enhance industrial efficiency movement. The Principle of Scientific Management was a book that he summed up his effectivity strategy. So viewpoint about theory of Frederick Winslow. The employers have to reward people for multiple productivity, the improvement of each department of the enterprise to its best possible country of excellence so that the prosperity might be permanent. So five principles propounded by Frederick Winslow. Number one is science, not rule of thumb. This principle think about with choosing the simplest means of activity employment through the applying of scientific. Number two is harmonic, not discard. Firmly complete mental revolution on the part of each management and employees. Management must always be able to share the gains of the corporate with the employees. Number three is mental revolution. Mental revolution needs an entire amendment with the outlook of each management and employees. There ought to be a spirit of intimacy between employees and management. Number four is cooperation, not individualism. Management should welcome their suggestion and may conjointly reward them if their suggestion convince be helpful for the organization. So number five is the development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. The work assigned to every worker ought to suit his or her physical, mental, and intellectual capabilities. This ultimately help to realize potency and prosperity for each organization and therefore of the worker. The advantages of this principle is ability to control, decrease in accuracy, and good working condition. Disadvantages of this principle is management is control, plainly reduced productivity, and adverse effects. So next is Henry Gans. Henry Gans, his full name is Henry Lawrence Gans. He was born at 20 May 1861 and died at 23 November 1919. His wife's name is Virgin Mary Isno. He created Gantt in 1910s, was associate degree young engineer and advisor United Nations, is best identified for his at the event for scientific management. So viewpoint and theory of Henry Gantt. Gantt created many various styles of chart. He also described two styles of balance, that is the mass record that show what every employee ought to do and did do, and the daily balance of work that show the quantity of labor to be done and therefore the amount that's done. Additionally, provide associate degree example with order which will need several days to complete. So what is Gantt chart and the function? A Gantt chart could be well like tool in project management. On the chart, task square measure shown the vertical axis, whereas the regular time span is arranged out on the horizontal axis. Every task is detailing by a bar that shows the time needed for the project. The bar that represent or show proportion of tasks that are completed. It conjointly shows dependencies that merely means that the interlinkage between numerous activities within the project. So advantages of Gantt chart is visualizing your project plan across time, identifying relationship between tasks, helping you manage resources. And disadvantages of Gantt chart is time consuming to set up. Maintaining the Gantt chart is confusing.
Next is Henry Fayol. His little biography about Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol's birthday is 29 July 1841. His death in 19 November 1925. He studied at École des Mines Design. He started the career by creating his own theories, namely coal mine engineering. He is the most influenced modern management concept. Fayol approach to management. Fayol used to use a top-down approach to administration by focusing on managerial practice to enlarge effectivity in organization. Fayol developed 14 principles of administration in order to assist manager habit their extra effectively. 14 principles of management. There is division of work, authority, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individual interest and to the general interest, remuneration, centralization, scala chain, order, equity, initiative, stability of tenure, and team spirit. Viewpoint about Henry Fayol approach: administration based totally on Henry Fayol theories are nonetheless applicable in today's society and are evident in nearly each and every organization. Fayol's ideas are applicable to the way in which these duties are carried out and the verbal exchange strategies used to delegate them. Example relate to Fayol approach. He endorsed the resolution and coaching of employees and managers. He gave usual standard of commonplace administration and concealed the fundamental feature of management. Advantage and disadvantage. Advantage is the manager can guide employee with knowledge to generate a positive environment and contract and will improve the work efficiency and work skill. Disadvantage is this principle result just for the organization, but the employee doesn't get their needs. And his principles are made by just referring to his own experience. Next is Michael Follett, his later biography. Birth date is 3 September 1868, death in 18 December 1933, studied at University of Cambridge in subject Human Resource Management. She is called the mother of scientific management. She defined management as the art of getting things to others. Approach Mary Baker Follett to management. The approach that Follett used to management was circulatory power, and she developed with her experience. Some of the focal point area of the Mary Baker Follett to management are conflict, authority, and leadership. The first is conflict resolution. She states 3 methods to make the problem solve. There is dominance, compromise, and integration. Second is authority and power. Power is the ability to make things happen. Follett also defined it as the ability to produce action. Third is leader. Follett said that the leader is the one who facilitates transition to new situation and who understands the way to shift to those new situations. Viewpoint and example about approach into this context. It helped the organization to return out with congruent decisions that benefit the organization via the cost reduction and profit maximization. For an instance, the organization usually target the society as a market. Therefore, the mutual relationship should exist between the organization and the society. Advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is focus on teamwork and increase the efficiency of communication between employees. Disadvantage is doesn't always work. Integrated problem solving is not always possible, and will not be effective in today's largest companies and franchise. Next is Max Weber. His little biography about Max Weber. His birth date is 21 April 1864. Death in 14 June 1920. He studied at University of Heidelberg. He studied at University of Heidelberg after out from military service at Strasbourg. He was German sociologist who argued farm used to be the most environment friendly and rational management non-public groups and public place of work auto functioning. Max Weber approach. Weber believed that bureaucratic was once the most environment-friendly way to set up, the manipulate, and organization. His bureaucratic theories influenced generation of enterprise leader and politician properly into the 20th century. Characteristic principle of bureaucratic. There is authority hierarchy, formal rules and regulation, division of labor, career orientation, impersonality, and formal selection process. Viewpoint about Max Weber approach into this context. Weber theory that affected management today is the improvement and the appreciation of the legal rationalism of leadership, which is the concept that leaders should make choice primarily based on law, precedents, and rules instead than whim. Example of Max Weber theory. In the US government's federal bureaucracy, appointed bureaucrats create guidelines which to effectively and persistently put into effect that implement the legal guideline and insurance policy made by means of the elected official. Advantage and disadvantage. Advantage is structure. A systematic organization shape can be developed via form. The place and rules, regulation, technique are predefined. Disadvantage is decision making being delayed. The top level administration maintain the decision making authority with itself.
So next is the conclusion. Their ideas and legacy have already captivated the public's attention even though they already dead for a long time. They play a crucial part in management and contribute to the company's success. You must first determine his level of need, then meet those wants and any others that arise. As a result, employee productivity will increase. They also show how their thought and point of view have shaped everyone's life and environment. So that's it from us. Thank you.